Jim is an incredibly thoughtful, caring, compassionate, decisive individual.
You know, he's this very important business person, so you're kind of intimidated getting ready to meet him. Once you meet him, he immediately puts people at ease.
Jim gets people. He gets people so well, and not in a judgmental way, in an understanding way.
Jim actually started at Syncrude in 1979. He was brought in to run the overburden fleet, and I meet this young guy. He knows everything that there is to be known about mining, so right away I knew this was the guy I was going to have to learn from.
He really revolutionized the method by which oil sands is mined.
When he arrived in 1979, the largest truck around was 65 tons, and Jim said right away, we've got to get bigger. And people said it's impossible. Well, they didn't know Jim Carter.
I don't think without him and his colleagues, we'd have the oil sands in their present state. The whole world was telling them it couldn't be done, and it certainly couldn't be done in a cost-effective manner, and they just kept working on it, and their perseverance paid off.
Jim really took a holistic view of the operation of the oil sands facility such as Syncrude. He thinks about how all impacts affect everyone and everything.
Jim's approach was always kind of the long game. It was to build a strong community, build community resources that people could enjoy. By building a community where people wanted to live, Syncrude would ultimately have the workforce that they needed.
And they ended up creating truly a sustainable industry with a sustainable ecosystem around it, all the while making it a more economically viable industry.
There was a time when it was no student would pick mining as their choice for engineering, and today many of the top students pick mining as their number one choice, and that can almost entirely be accredited to Jim Carter.
One of the absolutely transformative ways that he was involved was as the chair of the Mining Industry Advisory Committee.
There was a time when the university was going to have to shut the mining school down. They couldn't attract the interest of any young people. And so Jim went out and he galvanized the support of all the other mining CEOs nationwide through the Mining Association. And they got in there working with the University of Alberta, and today it's the biggest mining school, certainly in Canada.
This is the true leadership of Jim, doing something that is way beyond what you would expect a business leader to have to do. And often it's, well, I'll get that started, and then I can move on and somebody else will take over after a year or two. To stick with it all of those years, it's just unbelievable.
He brings this beautiful mix of caring about people and caring about the business and ensuring that neither one is compromised by the other.
And you just see him appearing in all of these roles in the community, whether it's philanthropic, whether it's advisory, governmental, university, and he just does it just seamlessly, and it's like he's got infinite time for everybody.
Jim has seen people flourish when they're given an opportunity, and so I don't think that's ever left him, that if he could work with organizations that give people those opportunities, we can get the very best out of everyone.
Jim never hesitates to do the right thing.
Jim's always recognized that a not-for-profit organization has to operate as a business, but it provides this essential service to the community. You know, whatever it is he's being asked to contribute, he's very circumspect until such time as he feels he has something to add. And let me tell you, when Jim speaks, he always has something to add.
He emulates what we're trying to promote at Junior Achievement, to be outstanding role models, particularly those who have had such a big impact on the province of Alberta. And Jim is full marks on any one of those fronts.
Jim's legacy will be as one of the recognized mining leaders of the world.
You know, and I think an award like this, particularly from junior achievement, it just speaks to Jim Carter. He's a person who is always looking to help people.
He's just so likable and so smart and so humble.